morning, dear student. Myself, Dr. Babasaheb Wag, welcomes to all in today's video lecture. Dear student, today we are going to learn about the assumptions of the law of diminishing marginal utility. We have seen the law of diminishing marginal utility in previous lecture also. So, while we will explain the law of diminishing marginal utility, we should go through some stages like introduction, statement, schedule, diagram, assumptions, and lastly exceptions. So, out of these stages, we have seen 4 stages of the law in the previous lecture. So, introduction, statement of the law, explanation of the law with the help of schedule, and explanation of the law with the help of diagram we have seen in the last lecture. Now today we are going to learn about assumptions of the law of utility. So whenever we will explain the law of diminishing marginal utility, assumptions take an important place to explain the law. So first we should know that what is the concept of assumptions. So assumption is the condition which is taken by Alfred Marshall as a other things. It means when he has explained his law, statement of the his law is started from other things remaining constant. So other things remaining constant means the condition which is necessary for applicability of the law, the condition which is necessary for the applicability of the law, which is taken by Alfred Marshall, is called as assumption of the law of diminishing marginal utility. So this law is depend on some certain assumptions. If assumptions is remain constant, then law of diminishing marginal utility will be applicable to each and every commodity. So first assumptions taken by Alfred Marshall in his law is rationality. So rationality is the condition, rationality is the assumptions. Here what is the mean by rationality? So here rationality means consumer is the person whose behavior is normal behavior and whose aim is to get the maximum satisfaction from the consumption of the units of commodity. So here consumer is assumed to be a rational person. Consumer is assumed to be a rational person whose behavior is normal behavior and whose aim is to get maximum level of the satisfaction from the consumption of the units of commodity. Generally, the law of diminishing marginal utility explains an economic behavior of rational consumer, which we have seen already in the last lecture. So here consumer is to be a rational person. So rational person means whose behavior is normal behavior and whose aim is to get maximum level of satisfaction. So such type of consumer is called as a rational person. So rationality is the assumptions taken by Alfred Marshall to explain his law. Then second assumption, which is known as cardinal measurement. The law assumes that utility can be measured cardinally. So utility derived by consumer from each unit of commodity can be measured in numerical numbers. So utility derived by consumer from each unit of commodity can be measured in numerical numbers. It means mathematical operations are easily possible to know and compare the utility derived by consumer from each unit of commodity. It means first unit, second unit, third unit, fourth unit, sixth unit, each unit से कंज्यूमर को मिलने वाली मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी कैन बी मेजर्ड इन न्यूमेरिकल नंबर्स एंड ऑन द ग्राउंड ऑफ दिस कार्डिनल मेजरमेंट वी कैन कंपेयर marginal utility derived by consumer from each unit of commodity, and we may construct utility schedule also, and on the ground of that utility schedule we may explain the law of diminishing marginal utility. So cardinal measurement is useful to explain the law of diminishing marginal utility. Therefore cardinal measurement is also taken here as a assumption. Then third assumptions of the law is homogeneity. So homogeneity means all the units of the commodity consumed by the consumer is homogeneous or identical with respect to size, shape, color, taste and quality also. So all the units of the commodity consumed by the consumer is exactly homogeneous in nature with respect to color, size, shape, quality and taste also. So all the units of the commodity is homogeneous in nature, particularly with respect to size, color, taste, quality, etc. are the same of each unit of the commodity. In another word, consumer cannot discriminate the units of commodity. So all units of the commodity consumed by him is identical, is homogeneous, and then law will be applicable. Suppose if the commodity units of commodity consumed by him is not homogeneous, then law of the diminishing marginal utility will not be applicable in such case. Like first unit of mango consumed by the consumer is sour, and then if he consumes second unit of mango which is more sweet than first unit, no doubt in this case condition of homogeneity will be neglected. As a result, second unit of mango having more marginal utility than first unit. Therefore if we want to apply the law of diminishing marginal utility, then all units of commodity must be homogeneous in nature. If all the units of mango or apple or any commodity is homogeneous, then marginal utility from an additional unit will be goes to diminishes. So therefore condition of homogeneity also taken here as a assumption of the law. Then next assumption of the law is continuity. So continuity is also one of the most important assumptions of the law of diminishing marginal utility. So continuity means all the units of commodity are consumed in quick succession without any lapse of the time. It means when consumer consume unit after unit of a particular commodity without any time gap, then marginal utility from an additional unit will be diminishing. If there is time interval, if there is time gap between the consumption of two units, then marginal utility from additional unit may be increasing. Suppose first units of mango is consumed by him at morning and second unit consumed at evening. Then during this period, during this time gap, there will be chance of the increasing intensity of the wants, and as a result, if intensity of want will be increases due to time gap, if intensity of his hungriness is increases due to time gap between the consumption of two units of a commodity, then marginal utility of second unit may be increasing, and here law will not be applicable. Therefore, Marshall has taken the assumptions that consumer consume unit after unit of a particular commodity without any time gap. There will be no time interval between the consumption of units of a commodity, which is called as continuity. Then next assumptions taken by Alfred Marshall is reasonability. It means size of a particular commodity which is consumed by the consumer is reasonable or normal standard size. All units of commodity consumed are of reasonable size. It means they are neither too big nor too small. It means units of commodity will have normal standard size. It neither too big or nor too small. In these cases, law will not be applicable. Therefore, we have assumed that units of a commodity consumed by the consumer having normal standard size. In another word, it has reasonable size. It has normal size, neither big nor small. If it is very small, if it is very small, then law of the diminishing marginal utility will not be applicable. Therefore, size of the commodity, size of units of a commodity is assumed to be a normal size, a normal standard size. So here we may take an example of the tea, drinking of tea. Then what will be the normal standard size? Cup of tea. Cup of tea will be normal standard size, reasonable size. So if here we may take the spoon of tea, then first spoon of tea, second spoon of tea, third, at that time marginal utility of an additional spoon of tea may be increases due to very small size of a commodity. Therefore, size of commodity should not be too small as it should not be too big. It has normal standard size. Then next assumption of the law of diminishing marginal utility is constancy. So all the related factors like income of the consumer, taste as well as habit, his choice, likes, dislikes of the consumer should be remain constant during the operation of the law. So here constancy means all the related factors like income of the consumer, taste, habits, likes and dislikes of the consumer should remain constant during the operation of the law, as well as marginal utility of money also assumed to be constant. There should be no change in the marginal utility of money also. If there is change in such factors like income, habit, choice, likes, dislikes, etc., then law of diminishing marginal utility will not hold true. Therefore, here we have taken the assumption of constancy. So here we may take an example of the likes or dislikes of the consumer. Suppose there is a vegetarian person who goes to consume an eggs. So if vegetarian person goes to consume an eggs, first eggs consumed by him having less marginal utility, but after consumption of first unit, if he consume second unit and his likes is changed during the consumption period. If his likes change favorable of the eggs during the consumption period, so in this case marginal utility from an additional unit of egg may be increased. Therefore here we have assumed that likes and dislikes of the consumer is also remain constant during the consumption period. Then next assumptions here is divisibility. It means law assume that commodity consumed by the consumer is divisible. The commodity consumed by the consumer is divisible. It means it can be divided in small part. So here the commodity which is consumed by consumer is divisible. It means it can be divided in small part, and as a result it will be easy for the consumption also. Therefore commodity which is taken here is divisible in nature. It means it can be divided in small part to consume, then it can be easy for the consumption process. Therefore condition of divisibility is also taken here as a assumption of the law. If commodity is not divisible in nature, then law of diminishing marginal utility may not be applicable in such cases. Therefore condition of divisibility is also taken here. And last assumptions of the law is single want. A commodity which is used here having many purposes, but it is used for the satisfaction of the single want. Some commodity have many uses. It means they can be put in several uses, but here the commodity which we are going to use is only used for the satisfaction of the single particular want. Then law of diminishing marginal utility will be applicable. Suppose here we may take an example of mango also. If first units of mango is used for eating, second unit of mango if it is used to make loans, and if third unit of mango which is used to make a juice. Now in this case 3 units of commodity is used in multiple wants satisfied. So here all 3 units of the commodity is used to satisfy multiple wants. In this case, if first is used for the eating, second is used for to make the lunch, and third units of the mango which is used to make the juice. So here units of commodity is used to satisfy several wants. So in this case law of diminishing marginal utility will not be applicable. Therefore here we have assumed that all the units of the commodity is used to satisfy single want only. It means first unit of mango, second unit of mango, third unit of mango will be used to satisfy single particular want. Then automatically law of diminishing marginal utility will be applicable here. First unit of mango, second unit of mango as well as third unit of mango is also used to satisfy a particular want. Then marginal utility from each additional unit will be diminishing. Therefore single want, assumption of the single want is also taken here. So if all the assumptions, if all the other things is remaining constant, If all conditions is remain the same, then law of diminishing marginal utility will be applicable for each commodity, for any commodity in the world. In another word, we can say that if all assumption is remain constant, then law of diminishing marginal utility will be applicable. In another word, it has universal applicability. It is universal in nature. So in this way, we have seen all the assumptions of the law of diminishing marginal utility. Thank you.